Buckingham. As a member and the chair of Black Men Speak, I am happy that Black Men Speak is part of this fundraising concert for such a needed service. We will start with singing the Black Men Speak anthem. The singers will be Harry Caldwell, who wrote the verses, Horatio Finley, William Garrett, and Ken Davis.
How do we affect the life of our community? How do we heal and mend the family? By sharing our stories and addressing all of our needs, and things will change and our lives regain when Black men speak. We lift our voice to speak about the things that we go through, to enlighten, to educate, and inspire you. So let's eradicate the stigma and the trauma in our communities, 'cause things will change and our lives regain when Black men speak. Our mission is to bring a healing to our community. Things will change, our lives regain when Black men speak.
Black Men Speak is to inform and enlighten the mental health community and the general public about issues concerning African American males with mental health and substance abuse challenges through a speakers bureau. Our goal is to work toward healing the African American community from stigma, discrimination, and trauma by sharing our stories, therefore promoting and increasing wellness, recovery, and freedom. Okay, let me begin by saying my name is Dwinnelle Buckingham. Oh, I just did that. See, the guys just got on me about that too. Okay, let me begin by sharing my story with you. My name is Dwinnelle Buckingham. I am a 64-year-old black man raised in Berkeley, California, and spent most of my life in Oakland, California. I have a tested IQ of 132 and approximately 14 years of formal education, plus 2 years of trade school. I am a retired journeyman electrician and have held positions such as foreman, general foreman, and superintendent. I was elected vice president of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 595, and held that title until I was disabled due to my mental disorder. My diagnosis was as follows: personality disorder, intermittent explosive anger disorder, major depression, dysthymia or depressive neurosis, partner relationship problems, which I believe was the cause of 2 failed marriages. I have gone through 25 years of illegal drug use, abuse, and addiction. And currently, I have been drug and alcohol free for 24 years. I truly believe that we do it one day at a time. In a vain attempt at trying to be normal, I turned to self-medication, which only added more problems and eventually ended in 2 trips to the state penitentiary. My first incarceration was for robbery and drug use in 1967 at the California Rehabilitation Center. I served 3 years inside and 2 years outside on parole. But before that incident, I had been offered 2 full academic scholarships, one to Reed College in Portland, Oregon, and the other to Texas Southern University. But instead, I chose addiction. I was 19 when I went to prison the first time. I had never been in jail before, never been arrested, and on my first run in with the law, I went to prison. Who knows what I could have accomplished if I had gotten the treatment that I truly needed at that time, but instead I went to prison. At 19, I was still extremely impressionable and continued on the path of acceptance, which included more drug use to mask my fears. I learned everything those drug addicts could teach me while never knowing my true illness, depression. I treated my major depression with heroin, cocaine, marijuana, pills, uppers, downers, and all-arounders, and topped it off with a glass of fine wine, Ripple. Where was the mental health support then? If a program existed like the mental health court when I was 19, I believed that I could have had a fighting chance. My next term was a lot more serious. In 1975, I was arrested and convicted of second-degree murder with the use of a firearm. In the plea bargain, possession of controlled substance, heroin, which by chemical analysis was tested 95% pure, and possession of 9 grams of cocaine were dismissed in the interest of justice, and off to prison I went again. This time things were different. Because of the murder conviction, I was already considered insane. It was reported I was dangerous with a high potential for violence and that my psychopathology was unknown and the state should move with care before releasing me. Those 2 reports opened the door for the prison system to begin treating me for my so-called high violence potential and zonked me out. 3.5 years into psychotherapy and drug treatment, and I would never received a psych clearance. Treating mental illness in prison is a joke. All they do is sedate, zonk you out, so that you're not a problem to the staff or the other inmates. Most people miss their opportunity to get help needed, and most are people like myself who continue to go through life without a clue, always thinking that you're a bad person, never understanding that you're different because you have a chemical imbalance that can be treated, like the kind I am currently under. I am under the care of a psychiatrist and am currently taking 2 medications, citalopram hydrobromide and gabapentin. Now, I have balance in my life and I have finally gotten the answers for some questions that I had my whole life. Today I have hope. No longer do I sit in a dark room afraid of the world outside. No more dope and booze to change the way that I feel. No more fights and arguments. No one should have to live the way that I did. Walking in the sunshine and being free is something most people take for granted, but not me. Like a great man once said, free at last, thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. Thank you for allowing me the chance to show you a black man's story, mine. So when you leave this place on the way to your car, take a look at the people standing around you, the people you pass on the street, and remember me. My name is DeWitt Buckingham.